You've turned their pages, now hear their voices. Today we have Mila Crawford. Hi, Mila.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. You have wrote some phenomenal books. So let's talk about how great they are. Grave Dissonance. Where did you get the inspiration to write this book?
Grave Dissonance actually came from Marley because Marley and I have the same issues with anxiety. So I just wanted to write about it. And it was just easier writing it from as a male character. So that's where it came from. And Marley was I always knew where I was going with Marley, even when I started writing Rudimentary Distortion, which was the first book in the series. But yeah, that's where it came from. And then I like the idea of a lucky, happy go lucky golden retriever for Iggy, because I didn't think Marley should have someone that was very angsty. So that's where that came from.
And they're both rock stars.
Yeah.
How did you get the concept for the rock star theme?
I just wanted to write some rockstar romance, and I wrote a small town one, which is have you read Rudimentary Distortion?
No.
Okay, so Rudimentary Distortion is technically the first one in that series, but it has a prequel called Broken Strings, which was a small town romance between a pop singer and a retired rock star who was a singer songwriter. That retired rock star was Gunnar Shaw, which was one of the band members for in Gutless Void, which is the band Iggy and Marley are in. So I wrote that, and then and then I was writing. I'm like, oh, and I wrote this Gutless Void group, this mass rock stars, and I was like, you know what? Let's write their books, and that's where that came from. That series.
I think that it's really hard because Iggy and Marley were like my two favorites. Um, and then I got into Kay and Piper. And it's really difficult to choose between them two.
Oh, between Symphonic Synergy and Symphonic Synergy came because I really liked Kay's character in Rudimentary Distortion. So I was like, I'm gonna give her a book because she's in that and she's a prevalent side character in that. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna give her a book, and then I kind of like the idea of a found family within the group. So that's where that one came from.
Found family is one of my favorite tropes.
Mine too. That and Second Chance. I love Second Chance.
Second Chance is pretty good too. It's not super high up there. Found family definitely takes the top spot for that though.
Yeah, I like found family too.
So Iggy and Marley is a hot, steamy MM book. Did you know where you wanted to go with that, or did it just fly off the pages?
I write smut just off the seat of my pants. It's just how I write smut. Except I did have to research docking because I discovered through this that I'm like, oh, I've only ever seen circumcised penises. So, and I was like, I had to do a little bit of research on that, but yeah, smut usually just comes to me and I just write it, and I like writing outrageous smut. Like it's fun for me.
And it's fun for us readers. If you guys have not read Mila Crawford's book, you need to. They're so hot. And I like how there's pierced penises in it. Lots of pierced penises.
Yeah, I don't know. Do I write that much? I don't know if I read it that much.
Okay, when it sticks out though.
Yeah, I mean, I've written it a few times, but I don't think it's in every book.
No, but your smut is hot. Like in your books, you nail it.
Yeah, I try not to be repetitive with smut too. Like I try to not repeat the same scene over and over again. But that's just my own thing for me that I like to hit. So I just try not to. I try to avoid it as much as I can.
I love the tension that you create between Iggy and Marley in your book because it just builds up to this explosion.
Yeah, which is funny because usually like people are begging in first chapter of my books.
Look, we love a good fuck scene right from the very beginning.
Yeah, it starts with a bang.
It sure does. All of it. From, and I, maybe not every rock star band is like that, but that's how people see it and imagine it.
Well, I think that I read a lot of like I love autobiographies. Autobiographies are like one of my favorite things. I probably read them more than romance books, to tell you the truth. And I read a lot of rock autobiographies, and I was like, anyone that tells you that this is not what happens, I mean, this is what happens. Like, no, maybe not all the band members, maybe the ones that are devoted and like been married for, maybe not for them, but some band member out there is getting into shenanigans for sure.
My husband was a drummer for a heavy metal band and he wanted to get back into it. I'm like, I don't know. I just, I can only picture what happens behind the scenes.
My husband was never in a band, but he plays guitar and my daughter plays the drums. So I'm just like, she better not want to be in a band.
How old is she?
Oh, she's tiny. She's gonna be 8.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
You started her on the drums really young. That's amazing.
yeah. She started at 6.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so she plays the drums, the piano, and the ukulele.
Oh wow. Very musically inclined.
Yeah, very, very musically inclined. Yeah.
That's phenomenal. Um, there are some real life situations in your books, which I greatly appreciate. You have mental health, you have substance, but it's not super heavy on the substance.
No.
But the real life situations that your readers can feel like, yeah, maybe I've went through that and yeah, I've struggled with it and we came out the other side.
Yeah, well, the anxiety, like Marley's mental health is similar to my own. So that was like relatively easy. And the Molly is just something that I've been around when I was younger and I know what happens with it. So it was just an easy thing to write. I didn't really want to write because again, I couldn't write any hard drugs because the first book was like Kane and Lars are very anti-drugs and alcohol. Um like they're pretty much straight edge. Like Kane smokes pot, but they're like against heavy drugs because both of their like parents were like junkies. So because of that, I couldn't have any hard drugs in Grave Dissonance because those guys would be kicked out of the band. Like they would have been out. So it had to be like a drug that wasn't as serious as like heroin, for example.
And you briefly mentioned that in your books, but the one concept in the band in order to stay in the band was no drugs, no hardcore substances.
No hardcore substances, yeah.
Hmm.
Because even in Symphonic Synergy, when Lars thinks that Kay might be doing some drugs, he goes ballistic and starts like rummaging through her bus
Hmm.
because that's their thing. Because their parents were like Billy, Lars, and Kane. Their parents were all like they met actually at a Narcon meeting. So when they were kids, that's how they met.
And that's the book with Trevor in it, correct?
With who? Sorry.
With Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor's in that book.
So I didn't read that book specifically for the name alone.
Oh, he's Trevor is a side character. He's not a main character. Like the main characters in that book are because that book deals with suicide.
Hmm.
So that's what it deals with, suicide and like being kids of like drug addicts.
It. So my biological brother, he passed away last year. His name was Trevor, and
Oh,
I couldn't even get through the beginning. I'm like, I can't do this. It's too close to
oh
home.
no, yeah, no, I can understand that.
So
I can,
I started reading some. I can't speak symphonic synergy, and they just reeled me back in.
yeah, But I think like I don't think you need to read any of them. You can read them in any order, and they're all standalone on their own. But the whole aspect of the found family, I think, yeah, all of them, like you'll understand more, I think, of their bonds together.
You pull them in enough into each one where it could be a series or it could be a standalone, and I appreciate you for that.
Yeah, all my books are like that in a series, actually. All of them can be read as a standalone. I think the only one that I always tell people that they should read Feral before they read Choke, because I feel like some of the stuff that happened in Feral, Choke picks up from that point from the younger sister. But everything else, I'm like, yeah, you can just read them in any order, any way you want. There's just Easter eggs in them. And I think that the Rhythm and Tempo series was probably the most interconnected out of all my series.
I did some research on you prior to you coming on, like, what, a couple weeks ago? And you have a ton of books. You have like 114 books out.
So that many?
Yeah, I believe so.
Dang. No, some of them I've taken down though over the years, but dang, that's crazy.
Yeah, I think the count was 114.
That's crazy. Huh,
Cause I was like, dang
wild.
girl, get it.
That's wild.
Get those books out.
And I'm all over the place too. Like my books are all over the place. Like I don't, which might be detrimental to my success because a lot of authors stick to like a formula so readers know what they're getting. You don't with me. I mean, I can give you the most unhinged dark romance and then I can give you like a fluffy little holiday novella. Like it's just all over the place.
No, I absolutely appreciate that. I love when you find a good author, right? And they have different tropes, but also different genres. Like it just pulls you in a little bit more and gives you like that palate cleanser that you need sometimes.
Mhm.
But yeah, you have 114 books out. I was right.
That's crazy. Huh, I didn't even know I had that many. I don't think all of them are published anymore though, because I do know I took down like 35.
Did you?
Yeah. I plan on redoing them and putting them out, but I just um they were co-written and then we split up some books and I got a bunch of them and she got some of them and to do with as we wish.
I did see that you had a co author in some of your books,
Mhm.
but yeah, I searched your books and 114 popped up and I was like, "Oh my gosh, that's phenomenal."
That's crazy. I didn't know I had that many.
Yeah. It shows up 114 on Goodreads.
I used to write a lot, like more frequently, and I've slowed down quite a bit. But I used to write frequently. I used to release one novella a month. I remember that. It's a lot of work.
Well, I love that in like Grave Dissonance and that series, they're masked.
Yeah, I've had quite a few masked men, but they're usually like murderers. So
You know what? We like those tropes too.
yeah, they're not. Did you do these on audio or did you eyeball read them?
Oh no, I read them.
Eyeball read them?
Hmm. Hmm.
Yeah, the audios for them are insane.
I know. I wanted to listen on audio, but we have 5 kids at home, and so anytime I have my headphones listening to like
Oh,
music or audible, I can't even speak today. I think I'm a little bit flustered because I'm like, I have Mila Crawford on my podcast. Um, having a fangirl moment over here, but they say mom 900 million times, so
oh.
I
I
don't
find
get.
like that's with mine too. I can only listen to audiobooks at night. That's why they take me forever to finish one because I only listen for an hour or two a night, and I only listen at one speed. I don't speed it up. So
No, I don't either.
like I can't. I'm like I can't do it quicker than that. Plus, I feel like I miss things if it's quicker than that. I don't know how people do like three speed. I'm like how do you do this?
How do you follow? That's
I
my
mean,
thing.
I think your brain gets adjusted to it if you get used to it. My brain's just not going to do that. Like, I like it at one speed. But I mean, the audios are pretty phenomenal. Like, especially with Grave Dissonance, it's like J.F. Harding and Teddy Hamilton that do Iggy Marley, so it's pretty good.
Can I
And then,
just
can you what?
Teddy Hamilton is one of my favorite narrators.
Yeah, he's great. He's
Yeah.
great. Yeah, he does. He plays Iggy, and J.F. Harding does Marley, and then Symphonic Synergy, Jacqueline Kelso does Piper, and Samantha Brentmore does Kay. But Samantha and JF are in the whole series in the audiobooks.
When I first found Grave Dissonance and I heard Teddy Hamilton speak, I didn't even have to read the caption. I'm like, that's Teddy Hamilton.
Yeah, he's got a pretty recognizable voice. It's very distinctly Teddy.
When I was working last year, I worked at a title company and we were allowed to listen to books or music all day. And yeah, that's Teddy Hamilton just whispering in my ear and growling. Great times.
He's pretty good. Teddy's
How
pretty.
did you get him to be your voice narrator?
Um, I just hired a production company. So this is how I do it. I just go. I have a production company that I work with, and then I'll just be like, "These are the narrators I want," and then
And they're
they
like,
go
here you
ahead
go.
and get it. Yeah. So I just tell them who I want and what I want, who I want them to play, and they go, "Here you go." Like, I'm pretty good with like kind of knowing a sweet spot for a narrator that I can cast really easily. And I love audiobooks, so it's yeah, that's how I do it. I just ask the production company and then they reach out to the narrators and
That's phenomenal. Congratulations on getting all of them.
yeah.
That's phenomenal.
I always like I used to always think that my books wouldn't transfer well on audio, but surprisingly they did.
Oh, especially those spicy scenes.
That's what I was
Thank you
scared
so
of.
much.
I was scared of like them sounding cringy, I guess, on audio. I was like, oh, what if they sound so bad on audio? But they actually don't. I was like, oh, this is great.
They don't read cringy, they don't sound cringy.
I think it's different when you listen. Like, I mean, sometimes when I listen to the audios, I hide under the covers because I'm just like, please stop. And then I'll like block my ears like a child going, because it's really hard to hear your own smutty scenes read back to you. Like, I can listen to other authors, no problem. But when it's my own, I'm like, please stop it.
You should be so proud of yourself. I enjoyed every single moment
Oh, thank you.
of these books. And it's like, how am I going to get through all 114? I have every single book in my want to read. Like, and the ones I've read, I've checked off. But I'm like, okay, well, we'll go down the list.
Honestly, some of the earlier stuff I would skip it unless you like hallmarky type things. Like, my style has changed quite a bit throughout the years. So I mean, I would skip anything prior to 2020,
I'm
2021.
looking right now. Well, so on Goodreads, it doesn't say what year unless you go into the book.
Like, the ones that I tell people to read is like Broken Ride's really good. It's one of my favorites. And then there's like Break, Original Sin, um the Darkly Ever After series, but that one you have to be okay with blasphemy. Like, if you're not okay with that, you cannot read that series. It's very dark. It's very blasphemous. It deals with like religious deconstruction. So if you can't handle that, like, you don't read that. And then like the Dangerous Sinners, um, those ones are the ones that I tell people to read.
See, I'm pagan, so I don't
Yeah, then you're fine.
religious
But I
stuff
mean,
doesn't
just
bother
like
me.
for people listening or whatever, like that one does deal. And I rather people just avoid it if that's something that's a concern for them than read it and be upset. Because I mean, there's trigger warnings in there. please don't read it and then be mad at me for it, because I get yelled at a lot for degradation kink, and I'm like, that is the first trigger in all of my books because I know I write heavy degradation. Like, please don't read me if you don't like degradation kink. Just do not read me. I'm not for you.
That is one of my favorite kinks. So I'm thankful for you. I Your books are delicious.
Oh, thank
Delicious
you.
in every single part, especially with Kay and Piper. Um, oh, child, I was I was a happy camper because Piper is all about it. So's Kay.
Yeah, like, and I write a lot. Like, my books are like, that's what I'm mainly known for, is writing degradation kink. So I mean, I'm always still baffled when people read my books and go, I'm like, but that's what I'm known for. That's literally what I'm known for. Please don't read
No,
them.
you know what? We're in TikTok. You have the right side of TikTok, and you have the not so right side of TikTok.
Yeah.
But in my circle, we don't kink shame. That's like a huge no no. Um, and one of my friends is an author, and she writes smut scenes. Of course, she releases those, and she does degradation as well. And we're all for it. So our corner is going to eat your books up.
Yeah, like, that's, if you like it, then you're good. Like, that's my strong suit. But if you don't like it, I just ask that you don't read it instead of coming back and getting upset in your reviews or getting mad at me, because I've had those situations where I'm like, but I told you.
I don't understand how people get mad at an author for their kinks or what they put in their books. If it's not for you, then don't read it and go on to the next way and the next one. Like
Yeah,
there's no
exactly. And
need to
especially
bash an author.
since I provide trigger warnings. I mean, if you're gonna get mad at me for the trigger, like, I mean, for like The Hunt and Primal Beast, people get mad at me for the blasphemy in that book, and I'm like, but I told you. Like, I told you that there's religious masochism and religious sadism in this. Like, I told you. I'm like, just, but I think people get FOMO and they read it and then they get angry at it, and I'm just like, it's not like, I've had people in reviews call me sick, twisted. I've had people say that I should kill myself. Like, I've had a lot of, which is like whatever, but I mean, but then I've had that same people go and read more books by me, and that always confuses me. But it is what it is. I know what I write. I know I'm not for everybody, especially my like darker stuff. I know it's not for everybody.
Well, I'm going to be sending a whole bunch more people your way. And for the people listening, if you dare go and start leaving bad reviews and bashing Mila,
Well, I'm okay with
I'm
bad
going to be
reviews. I
so
mean,
mad.
like, it's okay for you not to like the story, or whatever. Like, I should rephrase that. I'm okay with people leaving. Like, I mean, it's subjective. You should be able, if you don't like something, you should be able to review it negatively. Like, that's not something that upsets me at all. The only time it upsets me is when people ignore the trigger warnings and then get mad at me in the review for a trigger that I told you about right at the first page.
And
Those are the ones
most
that I'm like, please, please.
and most of these authors, just about all of them, say put your mental health first.
Yeah. Like, that's what I mean. I give you all of the triggers so you know if you have any triggers. Like, I don't have any triggers. I don't read the content warnings. I just go in blind. But some
Same.
people have triggers, and I mean, I give them for you so you can protect your mental health and your peace of mind. I mean, I tell you what's in the book so you know. Like, I mean, for rudimentary assertion, you know, it deals with suicide. You don't want to, like, that's why it's there. Because I know it can be traumatizing for people to read these things if they have any kind of connection to them or any kind. I understand that. So I'm just like, that's why they're there. Please use them, and then don't get mad at me by ignoring them. That's
Authors are
all I
human
ask.
too. And I
Yeah.
think that's what people forget is that behind behind their book, the author's still human. They have feelings too.
Yeah, and I mean, and negative reviews don't bother me. My favorite review is a 2 star, or it's a 1 star that I've ever gone on one of my books. I thought it was just beautifully written review. But like, So they don't bother me. It's just they only bother me when you're like, oh, the way he talked to her was so disgusting. And I'm like, but I, what do you think degradation is? Like,
Listen, I was wanting more. I was like, please,
I
please
hold back
carry
on it.
on.
I hold back on the degradation in my books because I know people are gonna like lose their mind if I go all out. I know they are. They're not ready. They think they're ready, but they're not ready.
Look, if you ever release one with you not holding back, you know who to come for because I will
Yeah,
eat
I
that
can tell
up.
you what. And the thing is, too, degradation kink is a pretty popular kink. It's not like as niche as people want to make it out to be. Like it's really not. It's not one of those kinks that you're like in the dark corners of like kinks, like something like scat, for example. It's not like something like that. It's pretty. It's like the top five kink for women. So I don't know why it's such a big deal for people. Sorry. I'm just getting
No,
over
you're
a
fine.
cold like that I can't shake. I've had it for like 3 weeks.
I'm so sorry. That
Oh, it's
and
okay.
there's no need for you to be sorry. I'm just thankful that you came on the podcast just to even let us geek out about your books and so we can share it with more people because I'm over the moon.
Well, thanks for inviting me.
I'm actually surprised you even messaged because I came across your books on TikTok. I'm on TikTok a lot, promoting and doing all the things right. And I came across Grave Dissonance, and I'm like, wait, hold up, this is gonna be another series. Um, and I love it. I've loved it from the very get go. And I messaged you. I was like, she's not going to see this message.
No,
There's no way.
I check my hidden messages. My secondary folder file is called. I don't check it often, but I check it like once a week.
I'm so thankful that you do.
Yeah, I do. I check it.
So Iggy and we've already went through Iggy Marley, right? Kay and Piper. What what had you bring those two together specifically?
I like the idea of okay, so do you know the story behind the Beatles and the Rolling Stones?
No, I don't actually.
Okay, so the Beatles had like this image of being like these clean cut, suit wearing good boys, right?
Hmm.
And then the Rolling Stones were like these dirty, gritty kind of rock stars, right? And what was interesting is that Rolling Stones actually came from affluent families and the Beatles came from poor working class backgrounds. So I like that concept for Kay and Piper, where you saw Piper as kind of like wild, like rocker girl, but she comes from this like uptight, well to do family. And then uh, Billy, who's sorry, not Billy, Kay, who's like prim and proper type buns and suits, who actually came from like a more poor, like, so I like that juxtaposition of the two of them. And I got that idea from the Rolling Stones and the Beatles. And then I I needed to figure out how to bring these two together. And I was like, oh, her boyfriend. She's gonna be related to the boyfriend. What like that's where Piper's gonna be related to Larkin. So that's where that came from. And the first scene I actually wrote was the scene where Piper sneaks in while she's in bed with the boyfriend. And then it just came from there.
I know exactly what scene you were talking about.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was the Beatles and the Rolling Stones that created their characters.
I okay, so I don't know how you feel about. Well, obviously you feel fine about it, but you know, some of us came out at a very young age saying that we like women. It just happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we had boyfriends that were our covers because we didn't want our parents finding out about it. I'm going to say I did the same thing when
Dude,
I
in
was
high
in high
school,
school.
like I'm an older millennial. Like I remember in high school in the 90s, early 2000s even, people were not out like they're out now. I remember friends of mine like in our friend group who were blatantly gay. Like I was like, "I know you're gay, buddy." And he would have girlfriends. And then it wasn't until we were in university cuz we ended up going to the same university together that he came out. Like and it wasn't just him, it was multiple. Like I don't think people understand how it was still a struggle in the 90s for people that were like gay or bi to
Well,
open about their sexuality. Like I remember that. I had friends that struggled through that, and it wasn't till university, I think that, and then even some of them not even in university, was like years later when I was like my late 20s that they were starting to come out. And that wasn't that long ago. It really wasn't.
mm-mm.
Like I'm glad that people now are able to be who they are, because I saw the struggle when people weren't able to be. Like I
Well, I
saw.
mean, I think most of us hide our sexuality um, simply because our parents are super religious, and we know that they're not going to be okay with it. That was the same in my household.
Uh-huh.
I actually came out at 13. I'm just going to put this on the podcast because it's in the book, so why not? Um, because some of your characters deny themselves coming out. It's a struggle. Um, but I came out at 13 and I had this letter written up, and I went to go talk to my dad first because I knew talking to my dad was going to be easier than talking to my mom. And I couldn't even talk before I started crying, and he's like, "It's okay, I know." And I'm like, "I haven't even started reading." And he's like, "I know." I was like, "You don't know what I'm going to tell you." He's like, "No, you like women. It's okay." My mom, on the other hand, totally not okay with it.
Like was she okay with it after like a short period of time, or like no? Oh, I can't
Um,
imagine that.
she was okay when I was an adult.
Okay.
My dogs are barking. Hold on a second. So my mom was okay with it um, when I was an adult, and she didn't really understand it. She thought when I was younger that I was attracted to every single girl, and she wanted me to get married and the white picket fence and have kids. And yeah, she didn't understand it.
Isn't that crazy though that they think that you'd be attracted to every single? I'm like, you're not attracted to every single guy when you're straight. Like, why would you think? Like,
And
well,
still,
obviously, like you don't see every man and go, oh,
yeah, and
bizarre thought.
I had to explain that to my mom, and she's like, because I wasn't allowed to have girlfriends spend the night. Like I wasn't allowed to have like chick friends. I wasn't allowed to go to sleepovers because my mom's like, "You like all women." I'm like, I don't like all
No,
girls. I mean, I had a girlfriend, but I had a boyfriend to cover up my girlfriend, and he was totally cool with it. And he was
so
like,
you're
"Oh, I don't care."
you had like a beard.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Well, he knew
yeah,
he was
yeah,
a cover. Like he knew there
a
wasn't any.
lavender relationship.
Mhm.
Was he gay?
I don't know. I haven't heard from
Okay.
him
I mean, I
since
don't think it'd
I
be
left that
lavender
town.
unless he was gay. But I mean,
Yeah.
I like how like you're supposed to let someone when they're coming out to like tell you like finish telling you before you stop them. I remember my childhood best friend when he came out to me. I just was like I didn't even let him finish. I was like, "No, it's okay, cool. I know you're gay." And he's like, "Oh, how do you know I was going to say that?" I was just like, "I just I mean, like
We know.
my radar is pretty good when it comes to this, and I'm like confident that this." And he's like, "Yeah, that's what I was gonna say." I'm like, I mean, like I know. And now I'm like, I go, was it bad that I did that? Because I know you're not supposed to do that, but I did that. I didn't know. I was so young. And he's like, "No, it's fine." I'm like, okay. But I mean, I personally like, I think people know very young too. Like, I mean, they have
Mhm.
an inkling pretty young because I see my daughter and I'm just like, oh no, they know young. Because I was like, oh, I hope she's a lesbian, because I'm just like, men are just horrible, please. And then she's crushes on little boys, and I was actually devastated. I was like, oh, thanks for that.
No, I asked my teenage son. I'm like, "Are you gay?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Are you sure?" He's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, we'll see." He's a
Yeah,
teenager.
I know, but you're like, I think we're not supposed to ask. I mean, they're supposed to just do it on their own time, and I'm just like, I just want you to know that I'd be cool with it though if you were. Like that's all I'm saying. Like if you were, I'm cool with it. Like I want, but we have a very like we're kind of like okay, so we're gentle parents, but we're not like off the bender type of gender like gentle parents, right? Um like it's not like granola, you can't touch anything. That's like we don't do that. But we are very like we try not to react when she tells us stuff that we're not gonna like, and we try to kind of tell her like she's not gonna be in trouble as long as she's honest with us, so she doesn't get yelled at. So it's like people think it's weird the way we parent, and I'm like, no, I don't want. I want her if she goes to therapy. I don't want it to be because of me.
Hmm.
Like I don't want her therapy bill to be my mother was awful. Like, and I want her to be able to like come to me and my husband for anything. Like I want you to know that this is safe. Your home is safe. It's a safe space for you, and no matter what, you're good. Like so we parent like that, and I know like a lot of like people, especially like older, like our parents, like boomers and whatnot, are like, "What is this? Why are you doing?" I'm like, "Do you not notice how messed up my generation is? It's because of our parents, right? I mean, I don't want that. I don't want that." So we parent very hippy dippy, like as they like to call it.
We parent the same way.
Yeah.
You know, we let our kids make choices for themselves as long as they're decent people and they're not assholes because I'm not raising assholes.
Yeah, us too. Like with my daughter, if she wants to wear shorts in the middle of winter, I let her wear shorts. You know what I do? I just pack warm clothes in my bag. She'll eventually realize this was a bad decision and ask for the clothes. Like so I don't see the point of arguing with her for 45 minutes. I'm like, "You want to wear a bikini out in this fine. I'll just stuff the clothes in my bag, grab some boots and we're like, "Let's go."
We call that natural consequences in the house.
Yeah, us
You're
too.
like,
That's
you want to wear shorts and it's cold and you don't have any pants? All right, all the power to you. You'll find out soon enough that you're
yeah.
going to be freezing.
And it's such an easier way of parenting that people don't understand. I'm like, no, you don't understand. I'm not constantly fighting with my kid. Like, you would be
Hmm.
sitting there for 45 minutes being like, you have to wear pants. And they'll be like, no, I don't want to. I mean, I don't do, I'm just like, all right. But I throw the pants. I know I throw the pants in because I mean, I still don't want her to freeze. So I throw the pants in the jacket. I just take it with me. I'm like, let's go. I'll just put them on once you're like, oh, mom, this was a bad idea. And I mean, and I feel like those when it's natural consequences, I feel like they also learn quicker from them because they know how it
1000%.
feels. They're like, no, they're like, oh, I remember how that felt.
Hmm.
So it works great. I mean, like my daughter's 7, and we just spent a month together on vacation, just the two of us, and everyone was like, I can't believe you're taking your kid for a whole month. That's going to be a horrible vacation. I'm like, we had the best time. Like gentle parenting. I'm a fan. Like I think it's even easier for you as a parent. I don't know why more people don't do it.
See, I don't think I would say I'm a gentle parent all the time. Like I have freakouts and we were raising a whole bunch of smartasses in our house. A lot of
But you
smartasses.
also have a lot of kids. I think it'd be harder to stay calm because you said you had 5, right?
We have 8 total. Our
Uh,
older kids have moved out, and our son is a pilot for the army, and our daughter, is an adult, moved out. So we have 5 at home, 3 teenage boys, 1 preteen boy, and a 10-year
Also,
old.
teenagers. Think about it when they were little.
Mhm.
It was easier to gentle parent when they were
It
little.
so was.
Uh-huh.
I felt like I
Uh-huh.
had more patience.
Yeah, it's because teenagers just test you. That's all they want to do is test you. Like it's not like people say
Hmm.
that like when people are like, "Oh, newborns are hard." I'm like, "No, they're not." They'll be like, I'm like, "No, I think as older the child gets, the more difficult it is to parent them because they start talking
1000%.
back and think that they are like, like I can see that. Like I think, but mine's still little. Like she's still to the point where she still likes me and doesn't be like, "I don't like you, mom. You don't understand me." Like she's not doing that yet.
My
I mean, I
daughter's
might lose my
10.
cool. That's when they start now, right? It's so young. I'm like, they start
Yeah.
sassing back. You're like, what?
Oh, she has told me that she wants to move out. She wants a new family. She slams the doors, and I'm like, oh, I
It's
need
because
so
she's
much
her
patience right
hormones are
now.
starting to kick in. Her hormones are starting to kick in.
Oh, it is fun. She has a boyfriend, and I use that lately. So We're just
You
going
know,
with it.
mine was told that she can't have a boyfriend at that age. I'm like, yeah, it's too young. That is, you can have a boy that's a friend. That's about it. I don't want her. I don't know. I just feel like kids nowadays, like some of the stories that I hear, I'm like, like, because they're still kids. I don't feel like they know what they're doing or getting into. Like,
And
I'm
when
like
I say
16.
boyfriend, like they're not going on dates or holding hands or
So there's a
kissing. She
boy that's a
just
friend.
yeah.
That's different. That's fine. But I mean,
She says one day they're going to get married.
there are
Who
people
knows?
that like date like that young. Like, and I'm just like, I don't think. I mean, I feel like 16 is a good age to start dating. Like,
Hmm.
because it's just, I feel like you're so young. Like, I still want her playing with like toys at 10. Okay, like I just like
Absolutely.
that's like what, grade 5, grade 5, maybe
Mm-hmm.
grade 6.
Fourth.
Yeah, that's like you're just starting to really read. Like, you're a
She is
child.
something. She is something else.
I
This.
know, it petrifies me. I see, like, I feel like kids grow like so much quicker than we did now. Like, I'm like,
Yeah, but I think that it's the environment and the other kids that they're around. I'm very, very, very picky. Like my kids aren't allowed to do sleepovers.
mine
They're
too.
they're
I don't
not
allow
allowed.
sleepovers.
Nope.
Me neither.
Absolutely not. Don't think
Me
so.
neither.
If I can prevent you from having childhood trauma, I'm gonna prevent you from
Yeah.
having childhood trauma. Trauma,
Us
like
too. We
Godspeed.
don't, and I have to know the parents of the kids
Yep.
that she's going like hanging out with. But
Mm,
I always thought that was like some sort of weird. Because I'm Iranian, I always thought it was some sort of cultural thing that I got going on. Where I'm like, because my mom was like that. My mom didn't allow sleepovers, and when I look back now with a lot of my friends who have severe childhood trauma from like abuse or whatnot, I was like, that's what saved me from it. My mom being so like, absolutely not. Because a lot of these situations, it wasn't strangers. It was like
hmm.
people they knew. So and it's more common than you would think, just based on my friend group of kids that I grew up with. And I was like, yeah, so that's why I'm like, nope, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
And your characters also have childhood trauma.
Yeah, yeah. I used to actually work with street kids, like with delinquents. So I've seen a lot of trauma. So when I write, it just comes out with it. But I mean, I like been around people with a lot of trauma my entire life. And I've always found myself relatively lucky. Like, even though my parents were really strict in a sense where I wasn't allowed to do things that a lot of my friends were allowed to do. Strict like that. Like, I was never hit or anything like that. But like, strict rules. Like, we have this expectancy of you, and you need to follow this. You need to get certain grades, and you cannot be just going out and doing all of like you. Like, it was kind of like, I didn't bring you here so you could be a junkie kind of thing. That was like what my mom's thing was. So I was, and then I hated it when I was young. Like, when I was young, I was like, oh, it's like I live in a prison. Like, I'm in a jail cell. And as I get older, I was like, you know what? Like, I think she did me solid. She did me a
Hmm.
solid. I'm sorry, she did. Like, I'm like, I can't even be mad at you. And I think once I had my daughter, I was like, I couldn't be mad at anything anymore. Like, I was just like, I wouldn't parent the way you did because there was a lot of yelling, and I think that it created an environment where I was like scared to tell you anything because you would just lose it. But the strictness, I'm like, I don't know if that's bad parenting though, like, but my mom was very like accepting. Like, she didn't care about like sexuality. She didn't care. Like, she would take in people into her house whose parents were like bad to them for whatever reason. So she was good in that way. Like, she was very welcoming in the home, but she didn't want me to be welcomed in other people's homes, if that makes sense. Like, my friends could, like, it was a drop-in center. Like, she was very like warm and loving to everybody, but she was like, no, because I don't trust other people. Like, that was her thing.
See, we don't let our younger kids, even when our older kids were younger, we didn't let them go to play dates unless we were present. I will not drop off my child to somebody else's house. You want to drop your child off with me? They're safe. I'm baking, I'm cooking, they're getting fed. If you want to stay, stay. Awesome. Fantastic. We will chit chat, adult conversation. But I cannot, in good conscience, leave my kid somewhere and walk away.
We, my daughter's allowed, like, other than family that we know, whatever, she's allowed at their house, but she's allowed at one friend's house, but they live across the street. And it's just like the mom and the grandma and the two kids. So, and they live right across the street. So she's allowed to go to their house, but that's about it.
Yeah, it's all about keeping them safe. It's
Yeah.
just us here. So we're vibing with each other. Now I yell. My teenage boys, let me tell you, when one of them decides to try to pick a fight with mom, another one tries to, like they'll poke. I'm like, I'm telling you, you're barking up the wrong tree today. And then they're like, "Oh, sorry, mom. We kind of went too far." I'm like, "Yeah, you kind of did,
I
but
can't
we're
even
just
imagine
sarcastic."
having eight. I have one, and I can't even imagine having eight. That's
Honestly, I love it. Like we, I'm from a big family. Um, I always wanted kids, like always. Did I imagine having 8 kids? No. Do I regret it? Absolutely not. I love them so much. We have our moments, but they're great kids. And looking back on it, when people are like, "Oh my gosh, you have 8 kids. How do you do it?" I'm like, I don't know. It was it was just you do it and you have fun with it. And when they were younger, I think it was a lot easier.
so your youngest is 10, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
I
And our
mean,
oldest is 23.
so almost. Oh my God, at one point you would have had a bunch of little ones.
Yeah, we did.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
that would have been, I don't think I could handle it.
Yeah. Right now we have a 10-year-old, a 12-year-old, two 15-year-olds, a 17-year-old at home.
So
And
twins.
then,
Did you have one
no,
set? No, they're not
we're
twins?
blended.
Oh, okay, okay.
But I've raised them.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, it's fun.
Okay, so you didn't actually have like physically eight children.
Did not physically have 8 kids, but
Okay.
I don't
A lot
like
of
the
baby
word step. Like, I hate the word step with a passion. Like, I have a stepdad, quote unquote, but he raised me. Like, that is my dad. And I'm these kids' mom. They don't call me stepmom, it's mom.
yeah.
And they're here all the time.
Well, I mean, if you have a good relationship with your bonus mom or bonus dad, like, I mean, that's great. And some kids don't have a good relationship with their bio ones too. So, but I was thinking you like
That,
physically had eight, and I just remember my pregnancy. I'm like, I could not handle that 8 times.
nope,
Like, oof,
4.
four.
Half,
So you each
yeah.
had 4 kids, and it's like Brady Bunch. Right.
No, I had 3,
3.
and he had 4. And we had one together.
So yeah, so eight in total.
Yep. I left my ex-husband when I had a 2-week old.
Oh wow.
Mm,
I mean, if it's toxic, it's toxic. You can't stay, especially with the kid.
very much. I'm probably going to cut this part out though, because if my ex-husband ever listens to my podcast, which I don't care, he doesn't see my kid, so.
I mean, feel free to cut
But
out whatever.
yeah, off script, um, their mom isn't around. She chooses not to,
Oh,
and as long as she stays away from my kids, I don't care.
that's sad.
But
That's
I've
not
raised
for
them.
people. Like, no, I know, but
No,
it's still like, you don't think it's sad for them that like their mom's just not around?
no, she caused a whole bunch of trauma. That's why they have PTSD from her.
No, but that's what I mean. That's what's
Hmm.
sad. Like, because I think that a parent causing that causes a lot of, yeah, PTSD. Still sad, you know?
Yeah, she hasn't seen them in almost 3 years, and she doesn't like. They don't want to see her. Or even my older two, who's moved out, they don't talk to her. They want nothing to do with her. They haven't talked to her in years. Nor
I
do they
mean,
want to.
sometimes it's okay to cut out your bio parent if they're toxic for your life, right?
I cut
Like,
out my bio dad. Best decision
yeah,
ever.
like yeah, I think that's, you can do that if it's detrimental to you.
Absolutely. But no,
It's,
our kids
but
don't
it's
want to
just
talk
really
to her.
sad. Like, I always find it really, because of what I used to do. Because I used to work with
Hmm.
a lot of kids that were like runaways and street kids with problems, and it was usually caused by their parents. I always found it sad. Like, I just, because I look at my daughter and I like love her so much, and I always feel sad for kids that are in that situation. Like, I used to have a hard time doing that job, you know?
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I worked as, I mean, it wasn't the same thing, but I was a substitute teacher before I got partially paralyzed. And kids go through a lot. And my mom was a foster parent for 16 years, my mom and my dad. That's why I say we have a big family because my parents adopted. And my brother, who passed away last year, was my only biological sibling. Um, but yeah, like sometimes it's for the kids' best interest that their biological parent isn't around.
I know.
Like, you know, was it Iggy who had the past trauma, or was it Marley?
Marley. Iggy had the good parents.
That's right, Marley.
Barney was Eve.
That's yeah, yeah. It's just the kids deserve better than that, and the kids deserve um,
They deserve
parents
moms
who,
like Connie.
and they deserve moms and dads who's not in a toxic relationship. Like my older son, who's a pilot for the military, he said, "Mom, I would not be in my life, or he would not, I would not be where I'm at in my life if it wasn't for you. Like, you pushed me, and I'm so glad Dad met you because I see what a loving marriage is, and being able to see at a young age you come into our life and your marriage wasn't toxic and it wasn't abusive is what I want for my future. Like, I'm so glad that Dad chose you as his wife and you're our mom because I wouldn't have had a mom if it wasn't for you being in our life."
Aww.
And I was like, "Oh, don't make me cry."
I would have totally cried. But
And
I'm
my
like,
daughter,
crap.
I am too. I cry all the time, especially with my kids. My daughter, um, and I mean, like, our daughter who's moved out, which is my husband's older than I am. Um, she'll send me videos all the time about just like how much I look like my mom and, you know, thank you for being my mom and thank you for being my best friend. So I love it. We can talk about anything. We talk about these kind of books all the time.
Well, I mean, she's an adult.
Yeah. No,
um,
when she
no,
was
that's,
18, she's like, "Mom, you need to read Haunting Adeline." I was like, "What? Let me see what you're reading."
yeah, I don't know. If my daughter gave me Haunting Adeline, I'd be like, at 18, I don't see. This is what I mean. I don't know if this has to do with me being Iranian, because sometimes I have very prudish tendencies. Like, I feel them. I'm like, what do you mean you're reading that? What do you mean? Like, she like likes the cover, which kind of, I guess it might be a little disturbing, but she loves the cover of My Bloody Valentine. I don't know if you've ever seen that cover, but it's bloody hands holding a rose, a purple rose.
I
And
did see that.
she's
I
like,
did
I
see
really
that.
like that cover, and I was like, why do you like that cover? You're like, stuff. What's happening here? Like, so she likes
Be-
that cover.
she's your hype girl. Like,
Yeah,
yeah.
my daughter's. Yeah, I mean, she's a pretty good kid. She's a good kid.
I love how you put real aspects into your books where somebody can resonate with it and be like, "Yeah, yep, that that was traumatic and I'm overcoming it and I'm going to overcome it." Um, and they have supportive partners. Like towards the end, you get that unity. You get that partnership.
Yeah, yeah. I always have that HEA. I always have that HEA. I think that like, I mean, that's the point of it, right? Like, their love stories at the end, right? So they
Hmm.
should.
No, I love a happily ever after. Have you read Under Your Scars? Have you read that?
No,
It does not have an HEA.
No, I know. I don't, because of what I do and because I have an idea of what this book's about. I just, it's not for me.
No, it's totally fine.
Like
I
it's just,
read.
I
Go
read a
ahead.
lot of nonfiction that deals with this stuff to begin with, and I kind of don't want to read that in my fiction, if that makes sense.
No, absolutely. It makes sense a lot. What is your favorite book that you've wrote?
That I've ever written.
Hmm.
Probably there's a couple. Like there's my favorite books for certain reasons. The one that I think is the strongest in regards to story would probably be Break or Original Sin. Um, the one that I think was like the most personal to me is probably Feral and Grave Dissonance. So it just depends.
I almost skipped the first part of Feral so I could get through to it, like so I could just read it. But girl, you had me crying before I even got to a few chapters.
Oh, and Feral, yeah, Feral was like that whole series. It's so funny because it's very spicy. Like the Darkly Ever After series is very spicy, but I treated those stories like a diary, like just like my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions. Like I don't know how to explain it. They're always going to be special to me. Like I don't care if people don't like them. I don't care if they think they're too smutty. I don't care because they were just very cathartic for me to write. Those 7 books were cathartic for me to write. I mean, I'm going through. They're all going to eventually be on audio, and I just went over In Dreams because that's going to be the next audio released in that, and I added 12K to it, which was interesting. Like I'm reading it, I'm just like adding more, and none of it was smut either, by the way. So yeah, like I don't know, like I know they're smutty, and I think that a lot of people are like, oh, this is just smut, but I think with my books, you get what you want out of them because there's always something in them for you to get. I mean, if you want to just read them for the smut, read them for the smut, have a good old time, but there's always something in there.
But you're not super heavy on the smut to where you lose the plot line. And I think that's what I appreciate. I don't know if I'd say I appreciate it the most in your books because I really like the found family aspect, but the smut doesn't overpower your books. I think it
Um,
adds to it.
depends on who you ask. I mean, depends on who you ask. Like some people find my books very smutty. And I'm always sitting here going, I'm like, I mean, like, yeah, they are, because I have this thing where I like to explore because that has to do again with purity culture that I like to explore sexuality and I like to rate the most unhinged thing. Like I mean Feral, the straw scene in Feral is something that people can't stop talking about. And when I wrote that scene, I was like, this is not even a big deal to me. Like it was not even a big deal. I thought it was funny. Like people it's just interesting how people read it. Like when I wrote that straw scene, the sex was done. Everyone had finished, it was done, right? When he took that straw and he like put it in Zeke's ass and then he like shot it at the it was more of like a spitting in someone's face type thing. Like a you loser and then like that cum being shot into the camera. But people like read that, like I was like, there was no sexual gratification from that scene. Like that was very much a fuck you Lev kind of thing. Like so I think that's interesting. I think it's I mean it depends on what you read. Like I know there's people that read Feral and they're like this book has no plot. Like, I mean, I've had people say that book has no plot, and I'm like, but what do you mean? Like, what do you mean by no plot? Like, what is plot to you? Because if you're expecting, if plot to you is a book with limited spice and like a huge story arc, so like something that's like a romantasy, for example, okay, with barely spice in it, then that's different. But that's not what plot is. Plot is a story, and Farrell has a story. It's a girl whose mother and siblings and her escaped from Iran, came to the United States. She befriended this boy. Like, I mean, it's got a story. What do you mean? Like, there's a plot there. Like, there's a plot in Grave Business. There's a plot in Symphonic Synergy. Like, there's all my books have a plot. Even the most filthiest one that's like 80, 90% smut has a plot. So I just think that people are confusing this notion of like what they would find in a romantasy, and they're trying to move that into a novella. I'm like, this is a novella. Like, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
at most they're 45,000 words. So like 250, 280 pages. Okay. I mean, for you to sit there wanting like this high heat, so you want it to be full of spice, but then you also want it to read like a romantasy. I'm like, that's not realistic. I'm sorry, that's not like that's what I mean. I'm like, if you can't read a novella, if you can't read a fast paced story, I am not for you. I'm a fast paced writer. Like that's just how I write. Like, and that's fine. Like, I mean, I'm not expecting to be for everybody.
I think that everybody's perspective is different, and everybody has a different take on books, novellas, poem books. It's what you get out of it. And even if one person loves your books, you're doing great. I think you're doing great.
Yeah, like I mean, I do too. Like I just, but it's very frustrating when people put what they expect from a romantasy on a novella, and you get that a lot. Like I'm just sitting here going, that was like 1,000 pages, and the spiciest thing was holding hands and a kiss. Like, so you expect my kind of spice in a novella with that kind of plot? Like, it's just not like I mean. And then if I write a book that has no spice in it and it's just plot driven, people will like. I mean, I can't win, so I'm just gonna write whatever I fancy. And if you want to read it, great. And if you don't, cool. Like I learned a long time ago that I just have to write whatever I want. Like I can't even think about pleasing readers or anyone else. Like I'm gonna write what I want. If you want to read it and come for the ride with me, welcome. If you don't, that's cool because if you fixate on pleasing readers and what they want, I don't want to hate my job. I don't want to hate writing.
Mm-hmm.
Like I do this for me, and I'm very lucky and fortunate to have great readers that allows me to do this as a career. But at the same time, if I'm like writing for like tropes or write like I mean I don't write for tropes. Like I mean the tropes once I'm done writing the book is when I put in the tropes. Like it's whatever the tropes are in the book. Like I don't if I start writing with that kind of formulaic thing, I'm gonna lose the joy of writing. Like the stories are gonna be harder to come by. Like I don't want to do that. Which might impede me in whatever situation, but I'm okay with that. I rather have the joy for it.
No, I think if you would have taken that route, you would have hindered yourself because there are authors who try to put their books in like a niche or try to write for the general public, and I think it hinders their books. Like you're holding back your creativity and you're holding back what you can write and showing your talent rather than, you know, the opposite, and you're doing it and you have readers who absolutely love your books, and those are the
Mhm.
people who's going to keep pushing you to write more books.
Yeah, like I mean, what I always say is I write for myself. And if you enjoy it, wonderful. I'm glad you do. But I have to write for myself first. Like I it has to be for me. I use writing as like a form of therapy. So it's
Hmm.
just write in the pages. Like okay, so I love writing kill scenes and smut scenes because I kill scenes I feel like is cathartic for me and smut scene. I have this thing where I'm like, what can I write that's not out there? What can
Hmm.
I put in books in a smut scene that you're not going to find in another author's smut scene? Like so that's the challenge I give myself every time I write. And I mean don't get me wrong, sometimes I write like just a generic smut scene, but I always try to have like one or two scenes that are going to stick in your brain because something you normally read. And that's just fun for me. That's just a challenge for me. Like it's just something I enjoy doing. And some readers don't like it because it's off the beaten path. Like it's off the beaten path, and that's okay. But other readers love it because it's off the beaten path. And I think that, this is what I tell all the time with like newer authors. I'm like, don't worry about writing a book for the market. Write a book that you enjoy. Because if you enjoy it,
1000%.
other people are going to enjoy it.
Hmm.
You're not alone in
I
this.
think you would lose yourself in trying to make sure that everybody who read your book is going to be happy. You can write the most hallmark book possible.
Yep.
No smut, no nothing. It could be the most fairy tale thing you've ever read in your life. There's always going to be somebody who doesn't like it. So why not piss some people off while you're doing it?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, like you don't have to read it.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I mean, I'm just going to out myself here. I sell adult things.
Like toys.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Sure do. And you
I
know,
no way.
I,
No.
I piss I piss people off all the time with it. And I'm like, is it bothering you? Nope, don't think so. Do you need to go on my website? Do you need to go search me up? No. If you choose to go look me up and buy adult content and smut boxes, that's on you. But I had a family member that got upset about it, and I got told by my family member, and I said, "Let me name a toy after her, specifically for her. If I'm going to piss her off by existing and selling them, I might as well piss her off a little bit more by naming one after her." Call me petty.
I don't know. No one in my family, other than my like cousin, knows that I'm writing. Oh, my husband. But
Oh, I would imagine.
yeah, I just. Well, I don't think my mom would care. Actually, to tell you the truth, it's not that. It's just it was more for my daughter. Like I don't want her going to school.
Right?
Like I just did a signing and I didn't want pictures of me taken because I don't want pictures of me online. And I don't want her going to school and someone saying something to her because of what her mother writes. Like that's why I did
Mm-hmm.
it. Like when she gets older, I won't care. But I mean, not in these formative years because I know how judgmental people are. Like, and I don't want her to have to deal with my choices. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I was like,
1000%.
yeah. So I was just like, I'm just gonna be anonymous for now. Like at the signing, I mean, everyone pretty much paid attention to that except for one person. So I mean, it was all right. But yeah, I just want her to have what a good life. But
Yeah,
I,
and there's nothing wrong with being anonymous
I
at
do,
all. That's why I said you can shut your camera off. I've had anonymous authors up here. I
um,
think it's great.
but I do have to leave in about 15 minutes. So if there's anything you
Okay.
want,
No,
like,
you're totally fine.
yeah, okay.
Is there anything you want to talk about specifically in your books to get them out?
Um, Not really. No, I'm like really also bad at selling myself. Just FYI.
You know what? I'll do it for you
Yeah.
because I loved the books I got to read. Um, had to take a little short break, and thank you so much for rescheduling with me.
Oh, no problem. I
But they are amazing, and I cannot wait to knock more books off my list.
can't wait to hear what you think.
Oh, I will definitely geek out with you. If you don't care me sending you messages and geeking out about, what happens in what book.
Oh, not at all. Not at all.
Well, thank you so much, Mila, for taking the time out of your day to join the podcast. And if you guys have not read Grave Dissonance or Symphonic Synergy, you need to go read them and read all of her books, all 114.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Mila. Have an amazing night.
You too. Bye.